Look, Panthers, there's only so many fucking adjectives I can use in my titles to describe how we just got anally fucked. How's it going, everyone? My name is Colin Winters. I'm the host of Panthers Den. Today we're going over the Week 12 loss, 10-33 to the Miami Dolphins. So, my, trying to trick the football gods didn't really fucking work. And by it really didn't fucking work, I mean didn't work at fucking all. So yes, the Panthers got their asses handed to them. I mean, this is pretty much a recurring, thing every other game when it comes to the Panthers. So hey, I'm not surprised. So here we are. What do we have to look forward to? What does playoff picture look like? Well, the playoff picture doesn't look really fucking good at all. Essentially now, because of the way that NFC is, there are many teams that are vying for that last seed when it comes to the playoffs. We're pretty much going to have to win each one of our last games. And that is against either, good teams like the Bills or all the rest of them against division rivals, which are, of course, hard games to win. So I don't like to be negative Nancy, but to me, I feel like our playoff chances have pretty much gone to wayside. Do I feel like we can still do it? Yes, it's just that the chances are very slim. I'm going to keep rooting for the Panthers, of course, because no matter what, I will root for the Panthers, because I'm not some half-bait, 2-bit fan who's just going to, say fuck it just because my team's not doing good. Without further ado, let's look at the stats for this game. So, we don't really have much to look at, though, because Cam Newton went for 5 completions out of 21 attempts, 92 yards, and 2 interceptions. PJ Walker came into the game, was 5 for 10 with 87 yards, and then another interception. Christian McCaffrey also could not get anything going on the ground. 10 carries for 35 yards. Sean Chandler, he had a carry for 14 yards. I'm pretty sure that's, not a thing. Chuba Hubbard had 2 for 6. Cam Newton had 3, 5, and 1 for a touchdown, and Amir Abdullah had 2 for 4. Of course, the Sean Chandler one being, I'm saying it's not good because of the fact that it had to come out of the fact that we had to punt. When it comes to receiving, DJ Moore tops the list again with 4 receptions for 103 yards. So, I mean, he was the only bright spot, I really say, for the entire offense. And most of those yards came from one really good bomb pass, which could have been a touchdown, though, if Cam Newton was able to put more air under it and put him in stride. But DJ had to stop a little bit and caused him to have to slow down. And that could have been a touchdown. Opportunity missed there. Ended up getting a touchdown, but it was fine. Brandon Swisher had 1 for 24, Amir Abdullah had 2 for 20, Robbie Anderson had 1 for 15, Alex Erickson had 1 for 13, Tommy Triple had 1 for 4, and then we had a bunch of people that just have, zeros on here because I guess they dropped a pass. And now the defense also didn't have too much of a good time. Not all their fault, of course, because the fact that we kept turning over the ball, as in 3 interceptions that are on this team, and we're, pretty much giving away the ball with good field position. And the Panthers defense, they did well where they needed to be. They were doing fantastic in the beginning of the game, but when you keep losing that field position battle, your defense can't hold on forever. Shaq Thompson led the way for the defense with 10 tackles, 3 assisted. Dante Jackson had 10-1. Jeremy Chin had 5-2. Brian Burns had 4-2 and a sack. Bravion Roy had 4-2. Daquan Jones had 3-2. Justin Burris had 3-1. Miles Hartfield had 3-1. CJ Henderson had 3. Jermaine Carter had 2-3. Hassan Reddick had 2-2. And a bullshit bullshit. What's it called? Oh yeah, roughing the passer, because that penalty means nothing nowadays. Phil Hoskins had 2 and a sack. Stephon Gilmore had 2. Yetur Gross-Matos had 2. AJ Bouye had 1-1. Derek Brown had 1-1. Sean Chandler had 1. And then Morgan Fox had 0-2. And after that, it's pretty much a bunch of offensive guys because of the fact that they had to tackle for the fucking interceptions. There's no stats on kick returns or punt returns. And when it came to kicking, though, Zane Gonzalez was 1 for 1 and then kicked the 1 extra point we had. So, hey, good job there. And Lachlan Edwards had a punt blocked that was returned for a touchdown. We were right backed up against our own end zone, just a little bit past it, maybe at the 5. Got blocked right there. No one covered the guy who blocked it. And then they just grabbed it up in the air and pushed the dude who had the ball into the end zone. So, yeah, that was just fucking fantastic. So, it's not his fault. He had to punt a lot, though. And when he punted, he did fine. When it came to the passing stats for the Dolphins, though, Tua went for 27 completions out of 31 attempts, 230 yards and 1 touchdown. So, a great game for Tua. When it came to rushing, Myles Gaskin had 16 carries for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. Phil Lindsay had 12 for 42. Salvin Ahmed had 5 for 17. Durham Smythe, had 2 for 3. And then Tua had 4 for 0. So, hey, at least there's that. When it came to the receiving, we could not stop Jalen Waddle for shit. He went for 9 receptions for 137 yards and 1 touchdown. Durham Smythe had 5 for 32. Albert Wilson had 5 for 17. Mike Gesicki had 3 for 17. Isaiah Ford had 1 for 11. Salvon Ahmed had 1 for 9. Preston Williams had 1 for 4. Myles Gaskin 2 for 3. And then Matt Collins must have dropped 1. And Miami's defense, of course, just fucking shit-wrecked our offense. And this is more of a reason why I believe that it's not the fact that Sam Darnold was the problem. Is Sam Darnold ready? Fuck no. But was he the whole issue when it came to the offensive woes? Fuck no. Jalen Phillips went for 3 for 1 with 3 sacks on the day, so Cam was just getting sacked left and right, so was PJ. Christian Wilkins had 2, 3, and 1 with that 1 sack. Nick Needham had 2 for 2 and an interception. Emmanuel Ogba had 2 for 1 and a sack. Elandon Roberts had 2-1. Duke Riley had 2-1. Jerome Baker had 2-1. Javaris Davis had 2. Eric Rowe had 1-4. Raekwon Davis had 1-2. Andrew Van Ginkel had 1-1. Zach Sealer had 1-1. Byron Jones 1-1. Sheldrick Redwine had 1. Clayton, I'm not even going to try to fucking pronounce that one, had 1. Xavier Howard had 1 and 1 interception. Javon Holland had 0-1 and an interception. And yeah, that's pretty much all we had to say there. Miami also has nothing on kick returns. When it came to punt returns, 2 for 19 yards from Javon Holland. Jalen Waddle had 1 for 7, so hey, nothing. Whoop-de-doo. When it came to kicking, Jason Sanders did just fine. And when it came to punting, though, Michael Pilardi punted 4 times, and each time we were pinned inside the 20. Yes, many of those punts were short punts, but it's a matter of fact of knowing how to get that ball high up in the air so it comes down and stays in the field of play. That makes those punts all very nice. So, and Michael Pilardi, didn't know, used to be a Carolina Panther, was very good for the Carolina Panthers. Why we let him go, I don't really know. But here we are, and, you know, he did great for the Dolphins. Oh well, no use crying over spilled milk. When it came to the team stats, it's 198 total yards to 315 to the Dolphins, 134 passing yards to 204 on the Dolphins, 64 rushing yards to 111 on the Dolphins, 3.7 yards per play to their 4.4. We only had 10 first downs, they had 22. We had 4 for 14 third down efficiency, they only had 6 for 14. We had 2 for 3 fourth down efficiency, they had 2 for 2. Total plays, we had 54, they had 72. Sacks allowed, we allowed 5, they only allowed 2. Punts, we punted 6 times, they only punted 4. Penalties, we are once again continuing the fact that we are the most penalized team in the NFL with 7 for 61 yards, they're 5 for 35 yards. We didn't lose a fumble and they did, so that was pretty nice. Interceptions thrown, we threw 3, they threw 0, so that's not very nice. And time of possession was dominated by the Dolphins because we only had 22-26 and they had 37-34. So, what does this mean for the Panthers? Well, that means the road to the playoffs gets a lot tighter. As I said in the beginning of the video, I'm pretty much seeing this as a pretty much death sentence when it comes to our playoff chances. But, of course, there is still a small chance. It all comes down to who in the NFC can also lose and if we can win, the needed games. We at least need to win 4 of our last 5, if not all 5. So, we're either going to have to go on a tear or we're going to have to accept the fact that we may need to come back, regroup, continue to rebuild this year, and come back strong next year. And you can always think, hey, at least we're not the Lions. For me, I personally want to see better offensive play. I don't know how it happens that we, for some reason, cannot scheme right for the right defenses. Joe Brady has not been as good as he was last year. I can't believe that he was up for head coaching positions because he's not doing nearly as well as he used to. So I don't know what the issue is there. When it comes to Matt Rule, I don't know what the issue is there either. Cam Newton is playing his heart out, but he's still not ready. So I feel like we should have played PJ for a little bit longer. But it was obvious that when it comes to scheming against a different type of defense, and I'm going to give the Dolphins credit, their defense was definitely on the rise the past 3 games, and now this 4 games were phenomenal recently. It looked like a whole new team compared to their 1-7 start. But Miami had the momentum coming in, and they kept rolling. Panthers had no answer. What else can you say? There's not really much else we can do, but keep going on to the next week. That's all I have for this video. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think this game was close? Do you feel like there was a lot of bullshit calls that hindered the Panthers? Or do you think the Panthers should pretty much just start packing it up and get ready for that draft? No matter what, I want to know. Tell me in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.